Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome to a brand new champion rundown. Well, technically not a new champion, this is a champion rework, but this is VOLIBEAR. So we do these every single time, we go over the champion, we give our opinions about it, give our kind of expectations, do I like it, dislike it, the general vibe. I will say there was a live stream last night at 4 AM, there were some technical difficulties on it. So I'm quite tired. I think I went to bed about 5 AM to stay up to watch this. Just so I kind of knew what was going on. But I'm making this video. It'll probably be out today. Maybe this might be the main video of the day, or might be the second video of the day. I'm not really sure. But you'll get this video today. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy. So yes, VOLIBEAR is getting his rework finally. Has taken quite a long time actually to get it out. Obviously, he was part of the vote that there was last year of the champions that could get reworked. VOLIBEAR and Fiddlesticks both kind of won it, I guess. But firstly, here he is. This is his new, I believe, splash art. It looks pretty cool. From what I've kind of seen, they're going with a lot more like he is like a god type figure in League of Legends now, which is kind of cool. So that's pretty awesome. The Relentless Storm of VOLIBEAR. So he is a fighter. He's low difficulty. And here we go. So the thunderous demigod, known as 1,000 Pierced Bear, is the battle spirit of the Freljord. Thousands of years of constant and bitter wars fought in the coldest winters have hardened VOLIBEAR, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they're kind of making him like a warrior, god, Freljord champion, as it were, which is kind of cool. Worth kind of noting here, which I don't know if they've ever done, they are actually linking to other websites if you wanted to kind of, you know, get information on the champion from those. I actually do know Riot now does coordinate in the back end with websites like this. When TFT Set 2 was coming out, there were like already guides up ready to go before the launch, which is kind of cool on some of the websites. But here we go. So the abilities. So worth noting, reminding people that this is a champion rework. Historically, Riot, when they first did champion reworks, went for a very different approach with the champions. But in recent time, they've kind of stayed away from that, and they're going more to, like, similar. So if you're a VOLIBEAR one-trick in Diamond, well, maybe you're not going to be screwed, because maybe this is similar, but we'll see. All right, so his passive is called the Relentless Storm. VOLIBEAR's attacks and abilities grant attack speed, and eventually causing his basic attacks to deal bonus magic damage to all nearby enemies. So you can see here on the right, he's going to be auto-attacking slow, and then it will slowly speed up, and then after a while, he actually starts to get a chain lightning effect, which, if people remember, used to be his ultimate. So this is kind of his old W that gave him, you know, attack speed with attacking, and his old ultimate kind of combined, which is kind of cool. I'm fine with it. Obviously, reminding people the old VOLIBEAR passive was the heal, so this is where, like, a VOLIBEAR player will have to get used to the new VOLIBEAR, because they're probably going to be scrapping with people, they'll be fighting, and then get really low, but oh, my heal's going to proc any second. Well, no, it's not, because I don't think that's in his kit anymore, so worth knowing. Next up, we have his Q. So Thundering Smash. VOLIBEAR gains speed towards enemies, stunning them, and damaging the first one he attacks. So it's slightly different, obviously. It's, you know, it has a similar feel to the old Q, but it is different. So the old Q used to be obviously the flip. It's no longer doing that. It's legit. I'm running at you and I'm smashing you and stunning you. Instead, as you can see here on the right with VOLIBEAR running at Ornn. Overall, that's fine. I'd say, obviously, flip abilities are a little bit old. If they, I wouldn't be surprised if they would probably get rid of most flip abilities in the game if they did reworks of all the flip champions. Like, how many? Is there only like 2? Was it VOLIBEAR and Singed might be the only 2 flip champions in the game? Again, sometimes it's hard to remember off the top of your head out of 150 champions. But yeah, this seems fine. It's got a similar feel to it. Obviously, yeah, there's no flip. It's a stun. But it does seem, I believe, potentially... Oh, no, I was going to say maybe it does AoE damage, but he says here, stunning and damaging the first one he attacks. So it does seem to be just single target. That's, you know, you click one person, they're going to take the damage, which is kind of cool. W, Frenzied Maul. VOLIBEAR damages an enemy, applies on-hit effects, and marking them. Casting the spell again on the same target deals bonus magic damage and heals VOLIBEAR. So there is a heal. So obviously his old passive used to heal him. Well, now his W now does. And I presume there's going to be something like the lower health Volibear is, maybe the more he heals. I wouldn't be surprised. That's generally how they do these type of things. But one thing that a lot of people may be sleeping on here is they're applying on-hit effects. So it does, by the way, look that Volibear might be a top laner now. Maybe he can jungle, but it might be more top lane. Blade of the Ruined King is a very strong item right now, you know, Black Cleaver and all that. All these on-hit effects, shredding armor, taking down percentage health, Wit's End as well. All of those items now are going to work perfectly in sync with Volibear, gaining attack speed and all that. That could be kind of good. So yeah, so you can see here on the right, what happens is he walks up, presses W. You can see the mark, which is that X over here. This X is marking. Then he can W again, and that will heal him and do bonus magic damage. So kind of cool. I'm fine with it. Again, obviously has what is nice to, I imagine, again, Volibear players, because that's where my mind goes with these reworks, is an old Volibear player going to be completely screwed with the new rework? So far, I don't think so, because it, again, has a similar vibe. His Q is a run at people ability. The W is a chomp. Like, it's the same kind of vibe for both abilities so far. This one is a new one, though. His E. Sky Splitter. Volibear summons a lightning bolt at a location, dealing damage and slowing enemies while granting Volibear a shield if he's inside the blast radius. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my god. So you're going to be giving arguably a fighter, so like a bruiser, who is going to be tanky, who's going to have damage items. Think of a Darius, this type of ability. This one actually seems pretty strong to me. So obviously an AoE slow. Obviously, I don't think the damage is going to be that impressive, by the way. So I don't think you have to worry about the damage that this is dealing. I think it's more for the utility of the slow. Like, Volibear can just slow the whole enemy team now, which is kind of crazy. But also the shield. So the shield, that could be the issue, because I do think, and I think a lot of people do, there's a big problem with shields still in League of Legends. Like, you just have massive shields all the time. Again, when you're giving a tanky champion like Volibear, who's going to be hard to kill anyway, a shield, I don't know. That's the one ability when I saw these four on the live stream last night. I was like, okay, that's the one that I'm more interested in, just to see what the scaling is. Obviously, we don't have the scaling yet, but very interesting. Obviously, this one is vastly different to his oldie. The oldie obviously used to be the roar that you just kind of like jumped everything in the air. This one obviously is a completely different ability. So it's a skill shot. I believe that you have to place it on the ground, and it'll have some form of range. It won't just have to be on top of you, I believe. But it looks pretty cool. I like the idea of it. It kind of goes with the new kind of god thunder aspect of Volibear. Instead, you know, he's got auto attacks that now, you know, his passive gives the chain lightning ability. That used to be his ultimate, for God's sake. Now he's got an actual lightning ability. So I think that's really cool. So far, the first three abilities and the passive, I guess, massive ticks in the box for me. Ultimate is what I'm actually, again, I said I'm more interested in this ability. Well, the ultimate is a bit crazy. So here we go. Stormbringer. Volibear leaps to a target location, slowing and damaging enemies beneath him while gaining bonus health. Enemy towers, this is what is interesting, enemy towers near his landing location become temporarily disabled. That is insane. So there actually used to be, I don't even know, it might even still be in the game, I don't know. There used to be an item called Ohm Wrecker. It was actually named after a YouTuber. Some people know the YouTuber. He played League and he got like high referrals at the beginning of League of Legends, and therefore you get an item named after you. It used to disable towers. So you could buy Ohm Wrecker, disable a tower, and go for a free dive. Volibear's got Ohm Wrecker in his ultimate. So again, just to put it in perspective, he's tanky. He's going to probably do decent damage. He's got engage tools. He's got a slow. Volibear's going to be insane for diving people. Like, really good. And whether he can dive people as a solo laner, maybe. But just think for team fights. Like, you know, when you're sieging in mid, tier 2 tower mid, it's like, oh, you know, nothing's happening here. Volibear can just jump on the tower and be like, the tower's disabled, let's fight. So that's kind of interesting to me, and worth knowing. If you look over here on the right, obviously, he gets bigger in size. Now, again, that's something that a lot of people aren't going to think about, but it is a big deal when a champion gets bigger in size, because they become, in essence, a bigger target. And that's both a good and a bad thing. So if Volibear becomes a bigger target and he's fed, well, maybe he doesn't want to get focused because he wants to kill everybody. But on the other hand, it is better for a Volibear to get focused where he's going to be tanky than his AD carry. And let's say you're the enemy AD carry, who are you more likely going to attack in a team fight? The enemy Kai'Sa, who's like really hard to see in the back of the team fight, or a massive Thunder Bear in your face? Probably the Thunder Bear, and that's probably what he wants. He wants you to attack him because he can take the damage. But yeah, obviously it looks very cool, massive size, big lightning effects, you know, massive claws. I think this is pretty cool. So overall, I'm a massive fan of this rework. Like, I think for a while, you know, I think people know I wasn't a fan of the Pantheon rework. I haven't been a massive fan of the Fiddlesticks rework because they just felt literally the same as the old champion. Like, basically no difference. There is similarities with this Volibear. Like, I can see Volibear. You know, if you look at the old Volibear and this Volibear, you can see, okay, it's more or less the same. But I think there are big differences as well. Big differences. Playstyle and stuff is probably going to be roughly the same, which is good. Like a tankish bruiser that looks to fight quite a lot and engage. But I think he has to be a bit more strategic. He's going to be definitely harder, maybe a little bit more harder to play, because obviously Volibear, the old Volibear took nothing to play, let's be honest. This one will take a little bit more to play. And I think it's, again, what I like is it's modernizing an old champion. Volibear at the moment, the old Volibear, is actually not that bad. He's actually quite strong. A lot of people actually sleep on how good he is, but you can't argue he is quite outdated. This is bringing Volibear to 2020, and I think that's perfectly fine. And I also think it's the type of rework that, you know, people that don't play Volibear will enjoy. And I think even Volibear players will also enjoy. I think that this is kind of the perfect mixture, which I don't think Riot has got right so far. Maybe like a couple, but a long time ago. I personally think their most successful rework Riot has ever done was Gangplank. So yeah, but that's just me. Right, that's the abilities. Overall, tick in pretty much every single box. The only one that I'm a bit like, oh boy, is probably the E, because that is the one ability. If the slow is too much, if the shield is too big, that could be a little bit whatever, but it can be tweaked, right? If the shield is too big, they can nerf it. If the slow is too much, they can nerf it. That's just numbers. I don't think the actual ability is broken, which is good. And that's another good thing to say. None of these abilities I don't think are broken. Like, some people are like, oh, the ultimate. I don't think so. Like, again, he's going to be a pretty slow champion. So yeah, the tower's disabled, but he's pretty slow. Like, he's a running champion still, apart from, well, after he leaps, he's a running champion. So I think you'll be able to get away from him if you're playing, you know, an AD carry or something, you know, that has good kiting potential. But there's that. Pretty cool so far. And then down we got the new skin. So this is the splash art for default Volibear. You've got Thunderlord, which is pretty cool. We've got Northern Storm, which is kind of like a tech version, I guess. You've got Rune Guard, which is kind of hard to see, but it is updated. You've got Captain, which they've, you know, very slightly updated. You've got El Rayo, which again, you can't really see. It's over here. And then the new one is the 1,000 Pierced Volibear. So this is kind of the War God type Volibear skin. I believe this is coming now, like with the rework. I don't know why it is, if I'm honest. But yeah, they're releasing a new skin. Looks really cool. Kind of like Eldritch Horror type theme. But that is Volibear, ladies and gentlemen. I think he looks really cool. I'm a massive fan. And if you know my champion pool, and, you know, as I said, I think he might be able to jungle, but I honestly think I see more top lane stuff here than jungle, if I'm honest. He would definitely fit my pool, let's be honest. I play Set, Darius, and stuff like that. Volibear fits perfectly in that champion pool. So you'll probably see me play the bear. Now, he will be on the PBE probably in the next couple days. By the time this video comes out, he may be on the PBE. The next time I stream and he's available, I will be jumping on the PBE to record my gameplay on him. So yeah, if you are looking forward to that, throw a like on the video. If you like the idea of the new Volibear rework, please throw a like on the video. But that's going to be it. Again, I don't know when I'm going to be putting this video out. This video might be the first video of the day, and then you'll get a commentary later, and those will be your 2 videos of the day, just done at slightly different times. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Let me know what you think of Volibear down in the comments below as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.